Hi guys, welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for April 22nd, 2021, which is a Thursday. But before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and I really thank you for that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the moon. The moon at about 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. You guys can see this on the chart. The moon's right here. It enters the sign of Virgo. Now, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and when it changes signs, the focus of our life shifts to that of the sign. So, for the past 2.5 days, the moon has been in Leo. In Leo, we have been extremely focused on finding our heart, on pleasure, on hobbies, on sports, on our children, on doing fun things. However, the moon in Leo made a lot of squares and it opposed Saturn, so it did not feel easy. It felt rather difficult. Now the moon has come into the sign of Virgo, and in Virgo, what are we going to do? We are going to be focused on getting organized, we're going to be focused on planning, we're going to be focused on establishing a day-to-day routine. We're going to be focused on these two things, and in the next 2.5 days, the focus will be our reality. How do we structure it? How do we plan for it? How do we develop the routine for it? We can also be extremely focused on our health and on our diet. All right, that's the basic energy for the next 2.5 days. Now, this is a rather positive day, I'd like to say in the beginning itself. Why is it a positive day? The moon here is going to trine, make a 120-degree angle with all this energy, all of it, okay? And trine is positive, it makes things easy, it facilitates things. And in this case, the trine is between earth elements. What this means is that whatever you're trying to manifest in your life, whatever you're trying to build in your life, today is the day where it will seem to come together. It will all seem to fall into place. The routine that you've been planning, the schedule that you've been building, the reality that you have been trying to work towards, making changes towards, is finally going to feel and finally going to feel very easy. Everything will just seem to fall into place. Okay, so it's a great day for that. And let's break down the trines one by one. All right. So soon after the moon enters Virgo, it trines the sun. All right. Let's see that happen on the chart. There. So the moon's here. It's making a 120-degree angle with the sun. Our emotions and our identity, the reality that we are in, the planning that we're doing is in sync with our skills, is in sync with our values, our self-worth, our consciousness. We are working towards, because the moon is our emotional body and it's extremely focused on the reality, and the sun is our consciousness, and that's focused on our self-worth and our skills, on how to make money, all those things. And today it will feel at about 10:30 a.m. in the morning Pacific time that these things are falling into place. The next aspect the moon's going to make is a trine to Mercury, all right? And let's see that on the chart. The moon is here, 7 degrees of Virgo, and Mercury is here. This is where mentally we feel in sync with our emotions. And it's not always true that if we want something mentally, we want it emotionally as well. So many times it happens that mentally you think, yeah, I should do this, this is good for me, but emotionally you don't feel like doing it. Take a simple change as working on your diet. All right. Mentally, you should eat healthier, but emotionally say, hey, I want that piece of chocolate. I want that little piece of cake, or whatever it is for you. So similarly, mentally and emotionally, we are not always wanting the same things, but now at about 6:30 p.m., we want the same things mentally and emotionally. We're in sync. We're in sync. And this is exactly happening at the time when Venus and Uranus are conjuncting. They are meeting up in the sign of Taurus. Venus rules the sign of Taurus. And what does this mean? This is a sudden change to our relationships, to our values, to our self-worth, to our skill set, to our business partnerships, to our legal issues, to how we make money, to our beauty, to art, to all these things, all these Venus things. And it's going to come out of nowhere. It's good. This change is going to come out of nowhere, and I believe that this change is positive. This change, whatever is going to happen suddenly, unexpectedly, out of the blue, for all the Venus things that I just mentioned, relationships, business projects, legal partnerships, finances, self-worth, values, skills, etc., will be positive. Why will it be positive? The moon is trining it. It's trining it. Whatever is happening, it's making us feel very good. It's making us feel very positive. Okay? So that happens at about 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. And the next thing that I want to talk about is Mars. Mars is reaching its end degrees, 2944. Okay, it's at its peak. This is the day where we can feel overly stimulated. We can get ready for an energy shift. We can get ready for it. And tomorrow on Friday, Mars will come into Cancer, and this will be a major shift in energy. Okay, this will be a major shift in energy. And today, Mercury is getting ready for its conjunction to Uranus. This is going to happen, not today, but it's building. The energy is building. And the Jupiter Pluto semi-sextile is still on as we transform our material reality, as we rid ourselves of fears, as we take charge of our subconscious mind, of our control issues, of our fears. Jupiter is helping us. Jupiter is blessing us, saying that, hey, transform your reality. Hey, transform your emotions, transform your psychology, get rid of your fears, and I will bless you. I will make the outcome positive. That's happening in the background, all right? And another thing that's happening in the background is Saturn is still trining the North Node. Whatever our goals are, Saturn is giving us the energy, the discipline to build towards that, to make it happen, to make it a reality. Okay, so this day is extremely positive. This is the day you might just feel, hey, everything falls into place. All that stimulation I went through since March 3rd with Mars and Gemini, all the action that I have been taking since March 20th, especially since beginning of April, all that finally seems to pay off. Okay? So that's the basic energy for today. And to sum it up, I would say it's an extremely positive day. Things will fall into place and without much effort, because we've done the effort. And we're at the brink of an energy shift. An energy shift that I believe will feel nicer, an energy shift that I believe is needed with Mars coming into Cancer. And although Mars does not like Cancer, I think it'll be a good thing for us. So that's all for today, guys. And as you know, I'm going to give you a brief background on what's happening in the astrology for the past year or so that you can put this day into context. If you've seen this before, you can put the video off now. If not, I urge you to watch. The first thing that I like to talk about is the Chiron-Uranus semi-sextile, a 30-degree angle. And what this means is this year we will heal in unexpected ways, through unexpected skills, through unconventional ways of making money. And all this will heal our identity. We're going to be in this energy all year. The second thing I want to talk about is the Chiron Saturn sextile, 60-degree angle, and this is also positive. Around Feb beginning, we found something, we started to take a decision, we started to build something that would heal our identity. And that something will be tangible by the end of the year. The third thing that I want to talk about is extremely important, which is Saturn, Uranus, square a 90-degree angle. This happens extremely rarely, and if there was one event that I would say is the theme of the year, this is it. And what is this theme? This theme is about coming into your authentic self, letting go of who you think you should be and becoming who you actually are. And they're two very different things. And this change is not going to feel easy, because let's face it, showing your true self to the world, where who you actually are, is hard. It's difficult. Okay, but it's going to happen, and by the end of the year, your authentic self will be tangible, palpable, visible. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that happened at 0 degrees of Aquarius right here. And they meet once in 20 years. So they met in December of 2020 and ended a cycle that began in the year 2000. And since the December conjunction, we have seen what this new cycle for 20 years will be about for us. However, we will still take 2 years to build the foundation for that 20-year cycle that will be with us till 2040. The second last thing that I want to talk about is the Pluto Saturn conjunction that happened at about 22 degrees of Capricorn right here. They meet once in 33 to 38 years, and when they meet, they end a cycle and begin a new one. In Jan of 2020, they ended a cycle that began for us between 1982 and 1984. And the January conjunction, Jan 2020 conjunction, changed our material reality completely. We are going to be in this energy for another 33 to 38 years until Saturn and Pluto meet again. And the last thing that I want to talk about are the nodes, the North Node and the South Node. The North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in the sign of Sagittarius. And they were in the same placement between 2001 and 2003. So whatever themes, events, people, situations came into your life back then, we will be resolving, reviewing, building, revisiting the same themes, situations, events, and people. And the nodes have been in Gemini and Sagittarius since May of 2020. So we have been in this energy since May of 2020. And that's all for today, guys. Please hit the subscribe button and I'll see you next time. Bye.